The executive suite thrummed with energy. As I scanned my tablet, its glow revealing an urgent message from Marcus. I excused myself to the lounge, bracing for our routine check-in. How's the summit? Any breakthroughs? But Marcus's tone sliced through, icy and victorious. I'm filing for separation, he declared, laced with glee. And I've liquidated our investment portfolio. You'll have to rebuild from scratch. In that heartbeat, I was stunned. The brazen entitlement, the zero guilt, it verged on parody. My fingers clenched the device as his revelation landed. You cashed out the investments? I probed, voice level. Absolutely, he shot back, with a harsh snicker. Victoria and I need the capital to launch our venture. She warrants more than that modest nest egg anyway. Victoria, the syllable burned, though I'd pieced together his dalliance for quarters, Marcus's endless overtime, impromptu retreats, and the widening chasm all screamed affair. But his offhand reference to her, positioning me as the interloper in their saga, sparked a blaze in my core. Fine by me, I countered smoothly. I deny him the thrill of my fracture. I'm Elena, and until that ping, I figured I'd partnered with a steadfast ally. Marcus and I had fused forces for 8 years, weathering storms yet clinging to our alliance. We'd pooled sweat to amass our portfolio, a diversified array of stocks, bonds, and startups that I'd cherished from inception. It wasn't just assets. It embodied our shared ascent, or what I'd deluded myself into believing. Retrospectively, red flags abounded, subtle erosions I'd dismissed. Marcus's patronizing scoff at my market queries, his knack for sidestepping worries with a dazzling beam and fleeting hug. I'd chalked his poise to savvy. Now it screamed manipulation mastery. The afternoon dissolved in haze. I navigated investor pitches, affirming strategically while my brain stormed. Marcus reckoned he'd checkmated me, vaporizing the wealth I'd nurtured and vanishing unscathed. Yet he missed a pivotal twist. The portfolio's primary control had vested in me alone for seasons. I'd restructured post a savvy audit last cycle, a maneuver Marcus had nodded through absent-mindedly for tax perks. He'd skipped the fine print, never probing the clauses he'd inked. His oversight? His Achilles. By dusk, ensconced in my penthouse suite, my days evolved to steel. No tears, no supplication. Marcus craved war. I'd deliver victory. My opener, a dial to Jordan, my financier and staunch comrade. I unpacked the fiasco with surgical precision, pulse thundering yet timbre even. He dumped the portfolio, Jordan echoed, floored. Does he comprehend he lacks unilateral authority? Clearly not, I replied, irony edging in. He imagines he's funneled the hall into his reboot with Victoria. Jordan barked a stark laugh. He's primed for a brutal epiphany. The moves are voidable. Fraud electrified me with vindication. Our playbook? I urged. Alert the brokers first. The trades aren't binding, Jordan mapped. Then a stern directive to Marcus, spelling out his liabilities. If he doubles down, we unleash regulators. Hanging up. Serenity blanketed me. Marcus presumed he'd disarmed me, stranding me adrift. Instead, he'd engineered his own implosion. I channeled the conference's remainder into deals, boxing sentiments and fueling negotiations. The stab ached, but envisioning my resurgence and Marcus's empire crumble ignited a drive dormant for eras. As my jet ascended homeward, I was armored for Marcus's reckoning, his webs unraveling, and my solo odyssey. This eclipsed conquest. It reclaimed sovereignty. The descent afforded reflection on our decay. Marcus's gall was epic. He'd flaunted his duplicity, deeming me a disposable barrier to his utopia. Eschewing Fury's vortex, I plotted landfall tactics. Marcus pegged me powerless, oblivious to my inadvertent foresight. Touchdown prompted my reconnect with Jordan. Landed, I noted, snagging my valise from the belt. Phase 2? Brokers are looped, she affirmed crisply. They're appalled and aligned, fortifying our stance. Marcus, I pressed. Dispatched the ultimatum via secure link this AM, she detailed. It dissects the transaction's illegitimacy, your dominant stake, and fraud specter. Silent so far, but he's likely boiling. Perfect. Let him marinate. Holmes' threshold felt spectral. Marcus's relics persisted, his blazers slung haphazardly, his gadgets strewn, but the aura had morphed, charged anew. I exhaled profoundly. Stowed my gear, stealing for the storm, predictably. Marcus barreled in that twilight, crimson with wrath. Tablet brandished. What madness is this? He roared, thrusting Jordan's missive. You assert I can't offload the portfolio? It's joint. Wrong, Marcus, I parried tranquilly, arms barred. It's not. Controls mine exclusively for cycles. You can't liquidate sand stake. He stalled, visage melding bafflement and bile. Nonsense. I summoned the charters from my vaulted files, proffering them. Post-audit, I consolidated oversight. You greenlit it, right? Or skimmed as per habit. Mutism gripped him momentarily. Then a sneer warped him. Clever play, eh? Irrelevant, deals are locked, and you'll flop spectacularly. I locked optics, unyielding. Deals are null. Marcus, brokers confirm, and they're geared for suits if funds aren't repatriated. Speaking of funds, I encroached, modulating low. Squander a dime, and you're sunk deeper. Marcus's veneer splintered. You're clueless, he snarled, gaze averted. I'm Crystal, I asserted unwaveringly. Years of deeming me blind to your ploys. But Marcus, I've tracked every thread, and now repercussions loom. He prowled, agitation crescendoing. Preposterous. You're inflating drama. You can't freeze me out. I quirked a brow. I can. This empire's mine legally. Linger briefly as grace while you pivot. But Crystal, I'm entrenched. Days blurred. Marcus's ire curdled to frenzy. He bombarded with voicemails, veering from cajoles to menaces. Jordan orchestrated the shadows, cinching every strand. Brokers reversed the dumps, livid at Marcus's deceit. And Jordan forged separation blueprints. You're fortified, Elena, she counseled in conclave. Marcus's leverage, nil. Voided trades plus fraud shadows compel his fold to dodge abyss. Her poise buoyed me, illuminating my past concessions to Marcus's disdain and hubris, rationalizing avoidance of strife. Now, I tallied forfeits, resolute to reclaim totality. My confidant, Riley, swung by one eve to revamp the loft. We crated Marcus's artifacts, warehousing them cornered. His vibe, she quizzed, twirling a gaudy cufflink smirkingly. Abysmal, I quipped, grinning amid turmoil. He fancies silver-tonguing escape. But I'm adamant. Brava, she hurled the link boxed. He claims no sliver of your realm or era. Affirmation surged, gratitude swelled. Matrimony's isolation, bearing burdens as Marcus harvested laurels, had eroded. Now, reinforcements flanked me. Pivotal. Zenith crested when Marcus paraded Victoria into the loft. I perused analytics at the island when they sauntered proprietarily. Victoria praised smugly, limb entwined with his. Our new hub, she oozed privilege. I ascended, ticker racing yet fortitude ironclad. Negative, I decreed unswervingly. Marcus's former perch, you. Victoria? Exiled. Her smirk buckled. She pivoted to him. Agog. What's unfolding? He barked. This, I swept the expanse, is my dominion, not yours. Hers, nor betrayal's lair. Victoria asked, voiceless. Marcus detonated. Insanity, he thundered. You're deranged. I met his fury. Deranged? Assuming you could gut my portfolio, hoard spoils, and anticipate capitulation, fortunate fraud charges loomed dormant. Marcus hovered entryway, scarlet with vexation. Victoria barricaded arms, unease mountain. Delusional Elena, he gasped desperately. You can't exile me from our legacy. My legacy, Marcus, oversight's mine, cycles deep, you inked blind, per norm, ergo, not yours. Victoria lanced him. Explain? She hissed. You vowed this was ours. Liquidated. He recoiled, deflecting. Nuanced. I'll rectify. Unnuanced, I sliced. Marcus schemed portfolio purge covertly, plotting to bolt with loot, stranding me barren. Blind spot, I vested control eons back. Thus, bungled dumps plus fraud fabrication. Victoria's facade fractured. Loot you pledged? She escalated. Fabricated too? Victoria, elucidate, Marcus beseeched. Palms aloft. She rebuked. No, I interposed. Clarify, Marcus peddled phantom assets. Deals void. And presently, footless. Victoria gaped fish-like. Fraud, she hissed, recoiling. Legit? Affirmative, I barred arms. Charges prime, sounds prompt exit with gear. Marcus's shell shattered. Impossible. Elena, he entreated. 8 years, you can't obliterate. You obliterated via that missive, I hardened. Separation decree, mocking my ruin. Not betrayal, annihilation bid. Victim? You? Victoria retreated further. Optics darting. Lunacy, she clutched satchel. Omitted truths. Marcus? Handled. He whirled, desperation etched. Victoria, salvageable, I require, she gestured halt. Spare, no quagmire immersion. Pivoting, she bolted, latch echoed. Grin escaped as it sealed. Solo now, I pivoted to Marcus. Forward. He deflated, seated, visage buried. Elena, a mercy, I blundered, acknowledged, needless. True, I fetched dossier from ledge, planting it tabular. Needless, yet impending. Separation schematics, Jordan's draft. Ink, swift, expedite mutual advance. He eyed pallidly. Such venom? Venom, bitter chortle. Pity. Marcus, all devotion. Co-forged vault, you torched for ego's blaze. Upright. Ticker drumming, yet resolve adamantine. Vacate by dusk, collect. Strategize shelter, final mercy. Lips parted protestingly, yet slumped yielding. Accepted, he muttered, departing. Prudent, I doorway bound. No further gambits, Jordan's vigilant. Misstep invites tribunals. Door ajar. Marcus lumbered. Coat seized. Gaze evaded en route. Treads defeat laden. Fleeting pang not his, but unlived potential had he embodied my vision. Swiftly eclipsed by liberation, secured with revamped cipher. My realm now, none, Marcus least, would plunder anew. Post-Marcus void roared profound. Year's first unburdened inhale. Space shed his tyranny, presumption, fabrications, solely me, forged bastion. Tranquil triumph, epiphany, not versus him, but self-doubts vanquish. Lingered salon, imbibe an absence, his monolithic desk, kitschy trophies, wall cluttering, ostentatious bar he'd mandated, all eradicated. Loft gleamed sleeker, radiant, authentically mine. Riley materialized Eve-bound with gourmet and vintage. Eradicated? She probed, sofa flopping theatrically. Banished eternally, I poured duo. Dust deadline for haulage, no contest. Riley toasted. Dawning's fresh, triumphs merited. Clinked, prior epoch's yoke dissolving. To dominance, denial eternal. Ensuing spans. I reconquered incrementally. Reconfigured layout. Spotlighted prize acquisitions, salon-bound. Infused bliss evokers. Beyond aesthetics. Sculpting reflection. Alan Marcus tainted. Jordan updated legalese. assurance rendering invincible. Fraud specters tabled, brokers abstained, she dissected. Separation glides. Marcus inks. Liberation official. Liberation vies thorax, not mere dissolution, but era's ballast shed. Grudges, insecurities, undervalued entrapment, all evaporating. Marcus pinged sporadically from lukewarm remorse to piteous guilts. Blundered, hot one. Dialogue viable. Another frantic. Devastation. Elena, intent, silent, energy conserved from irredeemables. Choices his, fallout ensued. Span terminal, loft metamorphosed, nurturing, magnetic, utterly mine. Tea sipping sofa perched, metropolis, shimmer extra window, saga ruminated. Marcus's treachery jolted, yet catalyzed awakening. Long settled for crumbs of esteem, affection doled. Now, merit discerned, quarter hence, existence transmuted, loft evolved, not overhaul drastic, but ethos, mirroring aesthetic, ethos, burgeoning autonomy, Marcus's detritus, oppressive shadow voided, airier, emancipated, dissolution streamlined, Jordan precisioned, Marcus wriggle barred, inked sans spectacle, no epic entreaty, just sterile severance, poignant yet satiating profoundly. Afternoon archiving, unearthed Marcus Elena snapshot primordial, radiant, entwined, optimism brimmed, gazed tides mnemonic. Peaks existed, junctures of authentic co-edifice faith, yet dwarfed by epoch's disdain, puppeteering, perfidy, enveloped, drawer stowed, display unworthy, yet undiscardable, history's fragment, definition exempt. Riley and I fatted dissolution's seal with repast. Libations at elite airy lounge. Luminescent, she saluted, cocktail hoisted. Autonomy becomes, chuckled, warmth dormant, rekindled. Not autonomy, elucidated. Emancipation, sans, dictates, finally. Cheered, Eve unfolded, self-esteem burgeoned. Navigated nadir, ascended fortified, not enduring, prospering. Homeward, horizons plotted, loft emblematic reclamation, yet transient. Eventually, shadowless sanctuary. Interim, savor contended expanse, sofa nestled nocturnal, serenity cascaded, recalling Marcus's triumphant ping, victory assured, smirked, hubris felled, muted fortitude redeemed, not matrimony's curtain, Odyssey's dawn, self-helmed, joy elected, epoch's post, authenticity unbound.